Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious.
Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Max Talks Box Office. Today, this is our biggest episode yet with a big movie that finally hit theaters that is breaking all kinds of pandemic era movie theater records. My name is Max Timber, guys, for a brand new episode of Max Talks Box Office. Before I get my breakdown of the top 5 movies at the box office this past week, breakdown the statistics of everything, please consider leaving a like, guys. That's the best way to support this channel. Also, please comment down below your thoughts of the box office. Did you go see these movies in theaters this past Memorial Day weekend? Also, please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, streaming platform reviews, movie rankings, and this box office show every Monday or Tuesday, depending on the holiday that is coming up. So that's my subscribe, ring the bell. Let's now again talk about the box office for this past Memorial Day weekend. So, as I said, there were 2 major releases that came out this week. We were really fascinated to see how the box office would affect these 2 movies, and let's just get right into it. So coming in first place this week at the box office, so happy to see that it is A Quiet Place Part 2, which comes in now as the best movie out of the gate in its opening weekend ever during the pandemic, with $58.5 million at the box office this weekend. The first movie did gross $50 million during its 3-day weekend. So if you compare the 3-day weekend, just the weekend itself, The Quiet Place Part 2 fell 3% short of the first movie. But you're looking at the 4-day, it is $58 million. But even with the regular weekend total, it breaks the record that was set, but the standards, really the record, by Godzilla vs. Kong, which had the biggest opening weekend of the pandemic era, coming in at $31.6 million. We've been talking about that for the past couple of weeks. Could that be broken very soon? It is smashed in half there by $27 million plus for A Quiet Place Part 2. Now, this film has an interesting theatrical strategy. It is in theaters for 45 days. Then it'll go straight to Paramount Plus with no extra cost. So that was an interesting release strategy that we haven't seen any movie do just yet. But again, as of now, for the next basically 2+ months, this film will be exclusively in theaters. And we've been talking about a lot of these movies that have been coming out for the past month or 2 have just been basically either Disney Plus or HBO Max films that you can see in theaters, or you can stay at home and watch them on your streaming service. This is kind of the first big theatrical only movie to come out in the pandemic that has a serious box office success, and it's $58.5 million, a huge success for the movie. Again, it's my favorite movie of the year. You have to see this movie in the theater if you've not seen this yet. So in its first week, it's a big deal, breaking all kinds of records during the pandemic. Will it be topped soon? It might be topped by Fast 9 maybe in June, but as of now, for the next probably close to a month, this should be number 1, the biggest opening weekend in the pandemic era. Now, the other big box office, big new movie that came out this weekend comes in number 2, and that is Cruella, which comes in number 2, making $26.5 million at the box office this weekend. Now, again, the difference between this film and A Quiet Place, as I said earlier, A Quiet Place, 45 days exclusively in theaters. You can only see it in theaters, and then it'll be on Paramount Plus. Cruella, on the other hand, people at midnight Pacific time, 3 a.m. Eastern, could purchase this film on their Disney Plus streaming service for $30. So you can see this in the theater or pay $30 for premiere access. And it seems like it's why it maybe took a huge hit at the box office. Now, still 26.5 still holds up as one of the top box office opening weekends of the year so far. But when you're looking at how successful a film like A Quiet Place was, which was exclusively in theaters, Cruella, obviously, not just because it's going up against A Quiet Place Part 2, not just because Cruella seems like to be a divisive film, but it's a Disney film. It was going to make a lot of money. And the question now we keep thinking about as we get into Black Widow, Jungle Cruise, a lot of these Disney Plus films, even we'll talk about Raya and the Last Dragon in a little bit, but films that, how much money can films on Disney Plus that people have to pay $30 for can make in box office revenue? Do you think, guys, in the comment section down below. Let me know, do you think should Disney Plus and Disney as itself hold off of putting us on Premier Access and just put it in theaters, so exclusively in theaters? Do you think that would help make more money at the box office? It comes in $32 million shy of A Quiet Place for this opening. Again, this is a 4-day weekend total. So Cruella, $26.5 million. Coming in number 3, this was our number 1 for the last 2 weeks. So coming in its 3rd week is Spiral. That gets $2.9 million this week, and it comes its total to 20.4. Again, this, as I said earlier, in its first 2 weeks at the box office was number 1. It was number 1 because its opening weekend, it was the only major movie that was released. And then last weekend, there were no new big movies that came out last week. So Spiral once again held on to that, which actually put the Saw franchise over $1 billion worldwide. Coming in number 4, once again, it's been in our top 5 for a while, and that is Wrath of Man. That comes in with $2.75 million this week, and it takes its 4-week total to $22.7 million at the box office. Spiral and Wrath of Man are all exclusive in-theater movies. They have no streaming service to put them on. They are exclusive in-theater movies. They remain in the top 5. And coming in number 5, still strong, is Raya and the Last Dragon in its 14th week. It now is at to $2.5 million this weekend. It takes its 14-week total to $51.4 million. So again, that's your top 5. I'm going to say again, Raya and the Last Dragon staying in the top 5. Even though it's been in theaters for 14 weeks, it has been in the top 5 consistently over the past month or two, really as of late. And also Raya and the Last Dragon will become free on Disney Plus. Again, Disney Plus, those Premier Access movies don't stay Premier Access forever. For a couple months, it is Premier Access, but then it will become free for every single Disney Plus subscriber. I believe this week or the next week, Raya and the Last Dragon will be available on your Disney Plus subscription for free if you've not purchased it already, for $30. So that is the top 5. Once again, guys, A Quiet Place Part 2 coming in number 1, making $58.5 million. Cruella coming in number 2, we have $26.5 million. Spiral, $2.9 million at number 3. Wrath of Man coming in number 4 of $2.7, and Raya 2.5 coming in at number 5. We have a big, again, basically every week, guys, we have a big movie. So the box office shows, these shows are going to be very tough to miss. Got to break down the box office. This upcoming Friday, Conjuring the Devil Made Me Do It, the new film in the main Conjuring universe. That is releasing this Friday on both HBO Max simultaneously in theaters. And now back-to-back weeks and a new film once again up the ante, and are people actually going to the box office, going to the movies more consistently. This is a positive week for people like me who are supporting movie theaters, who want movie theaters to not be extinct, with A Quiet Place and Cruella doing so well this week, especially A Quiet Place Part 2. So again, that's my breakdown. I'll be back with you guys next Monday on the show, breaking down where does The Conjuring fit? Does A Quiet Place Part 2 take a big dip? Where does Cruella fall? And can Raya and the Last Dragon stay in the top 5 of the box office? Find out next Monday. I have reviews, guys, for 4 of the 5 movies on this channel. So I'll leave a link to my right, a playlist of all the movie reviews I have done so far this year. Thank you guys so much. Bye.